Okay, I am so sorry, boy. Talk about freaking dingaling. Woohoo! All I can say is I am living up to my hair color, gray. I'm not even gonna blame it on the blonde. So you guys can hear me now, right? Thank you, Winky Whispers. My goodness, Jiminy Cricket. Good morning, everyone. TGIF. Happy Friday. It's a looks like it's going to be another rainy day here in the South, but what can we do? Just if it wasn't raining and it was dry, we'd be fussing about that too. But I'm telling you, there is like some flooding going on around here in the low-lying areas. I'm about I don't know, probably about 6 miles from the Gulf, from the water, the actual water part. But still, some of the streets leading into where, good morning, Shauna, leading into where I'm at is, low lying, and man, the whole road floods. It's like torrential downpours the last couple of days. Yeah, I can't even, the yard is like squishy. Gotta have muckers on to even walk out here. But yeah, I was got screenshotting some stuff and getting some receipts ready so I could talk about some of the crap MGL said the other night. And I saw that she went live with this last little video about Katie Joy, or whatever her name is. I don't watch the girl, but anyway, I thought when I started listening to it, I said, "You've got to be kidding me!" Just the hypocrisy, how damn crazy she sounds. Talking about other people. Like, I don't think she knows what. I mean, I don't know if anybody's never told her. I mean, I'm sure she's heard that she is crazy, but since she has said that I'm built my channel off of her back. Good morning, Elsa Williams and Winky Whispers, Band of Aids, Jamie Lynn. I saw the Scoo Lily Pads. I love that sound, that name, Lily Pads. But anyway, Miss Mallory Young, you're probably tired, girl. I saw you in the streets late last night. That Jim is crazy. Uh, Jim Terry, he is like alpha. He doesn't care. I think he's funny as hell, but I mean, he sure doesn't care what he says to people. But and I haven't seen this stuff between him and Laura. I've just heard about it. What was going on between? I mean, I've heard some of it in the very beginning, but I don't know the latest. But anyway, I guess since I've been accused of building my channel off of Marissa's back, I figured I'd go ahead and react to this since I couldn't believe she just is so clueless. So anyway, I'm going to play it. Um, just the audio for you guys, and I'm gonna stop and put my little 2 cents. It's only 12 minutes, but I hope you guys are having a great Friday. Old Snoo. Okay. Anyway, can y'all hear it? Okay. She goes on. Oops, he clips it. He goes, uh, yeah. So Molly Golightly called. Yes, Peach Punch. Daughters, and he was so, you know, shaken by that. Blah blah blah. Whatever, the way that she talks. You know how Molly is totally, she's so wrong about everything. She attacks everybody. Oh, shut up, lady, please. Okay, when she does that, blah, 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 and like, that is called glazing over, and like, she's getting ready to lay some shit on you. That's her just like glazing over the truth, getting ready to put down some lies. Please. She says in this video that she looked up the girl's biological father, which Vaughn was raising, okay, to see if he had a criminal background, and then goes on to say that he's a lieutenant in North California. It's a two-party consent state. Okay, I remember that call when I called him on the live, and he picked up. And I did, and when he told me, we immediately, dude, I've already said this before. Like, oh my God, this girl. She's so frustrated with herself, she can't even hardly get this shit out. He told me, he didn't want to be recorded or anything. I paused it. Now, come on, Marissa. You may have paused it when you were relaying it back to everyone, but I don't believe for 1 second that you stopped the recording. You know as well as I know, girl, you finished recording that damn phone call. You can find. So
So I'm pretty sure that he knew.
OMG, Alexis P. That if y'all have not seen the video she posted in the middle of the night, it's worth just going and watching the eating part of it where she ordered room service. I thought that when she did that, oh my gosh, when she did the video with DoorDash and they delivered donuts and croissants, I thought that she was like putting on for the camera because people had been talking, about her, how she eats. But no, after seeing her eat last night or early in the morning, no, the alarm had went off for my husband to get up and go to work, and she had just went live. So I started watching it, and it's embarrassing to watch her shove. I mean, knowing that she was right in front of the dang camera, she was shoving that food. Alexis, that was priceless. Seeing her shove that food in her mouth.
Well, I was at that point. So we respected that. And then she made up another lie saying that we had she totally lied. She said that I recorded the conversation
Well,
when
you
he
did.
called me and only me and spoke along with his wife, who was her source, her BFF or whatever. I don't even know if that's going to last. Because the last thing I said to that dude, I was like, not for nothing, but you'll learn. You'll learn. Just like everybody else does.
Wow. Wow. If that isn't the kettle calls the pot black.
Here is, how is it if you're going to talk about how successful he is, that he needs a cash app for legal costs to get his daughters?
This is priceless.
Since when are we, the public, okay, responsible for someone who you're claiming is such a higher up in the prison?
Okay, since that is priceless. When I heard her say that, I thought, you've got to be kidding me. First of all, when in the hell does she think that we, the public, is responsible for getting that man's parents to Arizona to see him? I mean, and then to have the audacity when people start hearing that the father was incarcerated and the birth mom has some issues with money, and people started asking for their money back, and her saying no refund, getting all pissed, and how daring people ask for their money back. I can't believe she's sitting here saying this. It's like, you think that he is just as responsible. I mean, the way you look at it, Marissa, may as well help him get an attorney and get his kids, because you sure as hell felt like everybody should. If I'm not mistaken, she said, so whatever she does with the money, if she wants to go to the spa, if she wants to pay to have her light bill or pay her light bill, that money, once it's given to her, it's hers to do whatever. And she really doesn't care what she does with it. Now, in the beginning, though, she was saying it was for legal fees, legal attorneys. You know what I mean? Boy, the hypocrisy.
Right? And listen, and can afford to live in Northern California. All of a sudden, the rest of us are responsible for him now wanting to get his kids out of there? You claim that he couldn't see any of the videos because he doesn't have time or something like that. You also claim that the kids would go there really hungry and blah, 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 blah. So, all right, what is the real story? Did he know or did he not know?
Yeah.
Was he watching or was he not watching?
Yeah.
Is he successful?
Yeah. Did the parents need the money for a lawyer, or did they need money for a spa? Did the parents need money for travel expenses to go to Arizona and see them, or do they need money to pay their light bill? Yeah, Marissa. What about it? What about it, Heifer?
Or is he not successful? Because you can't have it both ways. And the reason
you can't have it both ways.
The GoFundMe was started for Miss Letitia is because they don't have the money to do what they need to do.
Okay. Good
because of Dre.
Oh, okay. Because of the wife.
So
okay.
If you take Dre out of the equation, everybody gets to see Mervon, no problem.
Okay. So apparently the wife is, the whole problem. And look, I by no means watch Katie Joy because I don't watch her. And I didn't donate to the money, to the fund, because I thought it was bull crap to start with. I mean, she kind of created the situation. I mean, if the police didn't arrest the wife when it first initially happened, I mean, they were there, they did the report and all that. If they didn't arrest, why did Marissa and them and Justin, I think it was their responsibility to create this crime that they don't know if it happened or not. And then they start putting out all these, this awful stuff about how the parents can't afford to travel there when they had actually already traveled, supposedly, right? And they got turned around, supposedly. But I think the wife may have had good reasons for doing what she did. I don't know. But what I do know is that's none of our business. That's between them and the for them to work out between themselves. And who who left them in charge of trying to allocate all this money. And if you guys have any questions about it, you need to go over to Rock Lot. They like really were kind of shady in the house with the way they collected this money and stuff.
And then to revert back and say, "Oh, Michael Lightly, this, shut up. Your obsession is creepy." Listen, I've got a top 10 list of the biggest creepy stalker lunatics. All right, your top 10. Girl, you're in the top 5. You've made it to the top. I'm gonna say in the top 4.
Girl,
right?
we're all in
You're
it.
in that top 4.
We're all in it. Anybody that's walked away
What
from
are you doing? You are out of control. And people said in my last comment that you were gonna double down, blah 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 blah. Dude, let me tell you something, Katie. I heard what you said about the Gabby Petito thing. Oh, it's because of Molly that they made a Florida rule. Girl, let me tell you something.
It probably is because of your ass that they made the Florida rule. Oh Lord, what she acted.
Listen up. Jonathan Lee Riches and Bullhorn Betty were there for a month protesting. Okay? I came in, there were several protests outside that house that I wasn't even at. I was only at one real protest where there were other people. So you're going to tell me that I go back for a second time and me being part of being the catalyst of getting.
Oh, this is where, okay. Yeah, they may have been protesting before Marissa got down there, but they weren't protesting to the point to where they were screaming, "I'm going to tell you about yourself," and going up in their yard and putting pictures on their windshield and knocking on their door, because they knew that the law. They knew they weren't allowed on the people's property. And Marissa got told that also when she got down there, but that didn't stop her from doing it. But they didn't also go get clothes basket from the Dollar General and put stuff in it and take and leave it on their yard and make a big ordeal about how her purse probably cost as much as the people's home did. Yeah, they didn't do that. But now she's fixing to take credit. She's fixing to take credit for getting the sister out of the house to talk, and take credit for them getting the parents out too. Because it's all, if it wasn't for her, this wouldn't have happened.
To come out with her husband and talk. And going to the laundry house and telling them, "Listen, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving until you come out."
Oh yeah.
And I told them I want them to be financially held responsible. You want to know what that's called, Katie? It's not called harassment.
Oh, okay.
It's not called harassment.
Because
and you're going to sit there and say, "Oh, the poor neighbors, the poor neighbors." I'm going to tell you about the neighbors. The neighbors' houses were rents. $3,000 a month they were compensated. Okay.
So what if they were renting the houses? So freaking what? It still doesn't mean that she was down there disturbing the peace with that loud mouth of hers. She didn't need a bullhorn. She was able to do that on her own. And you're fixing to hear where she paid. I mean, she bought gift cards and gave to the neighbors. I mean, Marissa did.
They could either stay there, but they needed use of all that property. And guess what? The lady across the street, the one that I gave the gift card to, loved her. Absolutely loved her. She'd only lived there for 6 months. She was enjoying the show. She loved it. She's like, "Oh man, I love you guys. Get all this food coming."
I know, Mallory Young. They're coming. They're coming.
Awesome.
They'll be getting me.
She's like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it's still going on." Yeah. Well, guess what? I am passionate about the cases that I talk about. That's why you don't understand me. You don't know anything about passion and convictions. And
so that's what it's called, passion. Next time I see somebody screaming and acting a fool, I'm gonna say, "Oh, they're so passionate and they have conviction about something." Get out of here, girl. Yeah, I know her minions are gonna be coming. I'm sure she knows about this already. I'm sure she's got probably her top top 10 crack minions probably monitoring my page to see if I say anything about her, so they can come after me. And listen, this is what originally, when she was such a witch to Mallory in her chat. Uh, she and Marissa and I both had wrenches in Mallory's channel, and Mallory, doing what Mallory does best and only Mallory can do, was actually talking about how the homes, which she would know, how the homes are built with cinder blocks and rebarb, and that how Marissa was basically wasting her time out there yelling because they couldn't hear her anyway. That's really all Mallory was saying. It was very funny. She was telling her story about how stupid that was, that she was yelling outside this home, that all the homes down there are built like that. And Marissa comes in her chat and tells her that she's thirsty as elf, you know. And so, anywho, that's how that whole first little falling out between her and Mallory, how that happened, was over her outside yelling, being passionate and having conviction. Oh, and you were blocked that day? Yeah, yeah. Wow. Having passion and conviction. That's what that was called.
Wanting to actually help people, because all you do is hurt people. That's what you do. You've been doing it over and over and over. You're never going to hurt me, so take that right off the table. Don't even try to attempt to get some sort of thing where you're going to help me. Because let me tell you something. I've rebuked you in the name of God about 6 weeks ago. All right?
Okay. And the reason she says that, brings God up every time she talks about Katie, is because yeah, she told Mallory House of Williams that she was thirsty as fuck because Mallory was doing a video and she wasn't even like talking bad about Marissa. It was actually funny. But yeah, she has got some nerve. She's got some nerve. Crazy girl.
The most evil people I've ever came across. Like, it's absolutely scary, and you can see it in your eyes.
Oh yeah. So the reason she talks about God every time, she knows that Katie has come out and said that she's an atheist, and ever since Marissa has heard that, she brings God or something like this up every time she talks about her, almost just to be able to reiterate. You know, that's her way of throwing out there her religious. And look, this is coming from. I'm not saying that Marissa's not religious, but she says that her parents and Adrian's parents both have issue because they have a big Buddha outside their home or somewhere, and they have questioned them about being Christian and then them praying to the Buddha. I don't know.
Angry you are. You want to know something, Katie? Why don't you do something with your
life?
Yes,
blank screen.
Why don't you dedicate your channel? And since you got like 250,000 subscribers, sure you do. Okay. Why don't you use your platform?
Hey, let me tell you something.
For something good.
Use your okay, because you do, right? Like
try to help people.
Yeah. Use your platform for something good, like I do. I show you how to shove food in your face so fast that actually her trick is that she can shove food in her face that quick and not draw back nubs. She actually doesn't eat her fingers. She's able to manage to get all 5 of those fries in that mouth without grabbing one of those fingers along with it. That's her specialty.
Like, why wouldn't you want to do it for something good and something that you believed in? But instead, you're looking at people's backgrounds. So you're telling me that you would team up, or that's what you're saying, that you're working for, as a reporter, that you're working for Dre's daughter's father to get custody? How much did you give him? All right? How much did your people give him?
Well, how much did you pay Tacos, Marissa, whenever you paid her to do, I don't even know what you call it, to put a voodoo? Supposedly Tacos was a witch, a black witch, and she could put spells on people. And so Marissa paid her to put spells on, I think, 4 different people. She had the names written down, Diane and being one of them, and then I don't know who all. But she paid. It was like 4 different people: Wendy, Randy, I think, Diane, and then some other lady. But she paid Tacos to put a spell on them, and she started. And I know this to be a fact, but she started buying crystals. MGL did, and carrying them around in her bra, and like having them where she could get to them, and different kind of crystals. And she told me that she most definitely thought that it worked. that she was on the phone with. She told me how the whole seance went, or whatever they did. So this is, this is coming from somebody that has actually paid supposedly Black Witch to put spells on people, and then she wants to give Katie Joy crap about paying somebody for some information. Okay.
Because it doesn't cost that much. It's not that expensive. So I'm just saying that Marwan McRae was raising his daughters. Okay? I mean, that's the truth. You lied and said that I illegally recorded my phone call with him and his wife. I didn't. No, I didn't. At first, I started taking a couple notes, and then I go, you know what? I should put away, and then I just listened to him.
You're lying. You finished recording it. You may not have played it, bitch, but you recorded it.
Oh, okay, he's just trying to get in with Dre McRae and be best friends. No, you think about what you're saying here. Why would Dre give this girl the time of day? McRae.
You're so pathetic. It's poetic. It's pathetic, girl.
Dre does not want to give up her kids. Dre will never give up her kids. It's never going to happen. She's not going to go down without a fight. I'm telling you. She's not going to go down without a fight. And you said, Katie Joy, because you're a reporter, didn't you say that she lawyered up? A real reporter doesn't say lawyered up. What they say is retains legal counsel.
Oh,
so you want to know something?
Now she tells people how to talk.
I would really watch what I say about the things that you say about the legal parts of these stories with the information that you find out and somehow you twist.
Okay.
I'm going to show you that. I'm going to promote this video.
I'm promoting it too. I'm promoting it too, bitch.
On vacation. And it's fine. I've been up for a few hours watching HLN, chilling out.
Or eating breakfast.
Looking at the Lake Michigan. Beautiful to watch, not go in, but beautiful. Why would she ever become friends with someone that was trying to help the father of her children get custody? That doesn't make sense, reporter. So yeah, again, does anybody have any information about this Ronald McDonald's collection that she collected? Because while you're going around calling Miss Letitia and everybody else a scam artist.
Oh, so that's about the end of that. So BC Runk or whatever, are you talking about me, honey child? But yes, so welcome everybody that's come in. I can't believe chiming in. I hear you. I can't either. Yeah, I'm promoting this video for her as well this morning doing this. Yeah, I just think that it's hypocrisy at its finest. She should like practice what she preaches to other people. Yes. Did she actually eat all of her burger? I couldn't finish watching. I didn't know if she finished watching it. Whenever I saw the skill that she had at shoving those fries in her mouth and not getting her fingers, no life, no content of your own. So you have to talk about Molly because no one wants to hear about your own life. Well, BC Crunk or whatever you call yourself, I do have content, but I choose to talk about Molly. If you don't like what you're hearing, the door exit the same way you entered. You can go out the same way you come in, girlfriend. Nobody's telling you to be here. And as far as my bush goes, girl, I don't know how anybody would have saw my bush because I don't sleep on my back with my legs spread. I sleep on my stomach, but it doesn't matter if I have a bush or what. Are you jelly-faced that you didn't get to see it? Go back, run along. You didn't lose anything over here. Joe didn't. But yeah, she I love how she puts her spin on what happened that night. But I mean, I've got plenty to say about that, but I'm gonna wait and say it whenever I have my receipts from the other stuff I was gonna talk about. But I mean, I know the truth. I know what happened. And as far as me wrecking Taco's car, that is the biggest crock of shit I've ever heard. Don't you guys think that if I had wrecked her car, I mean, I do have my pilot's license. Don't you think if I had wrecked her car that we would have heard about that by now? I mean, it's been, I think like almost 2 years now. I think we would have already heard that I wrecked her car. Yeah, I think we would have already heard that. No, I hit her when I was turning into the parking garage coming back. I went up on the curb a little bit because she was wigging out. Tacos was so messed up. She almost got us killed at a convenience store, talking smack to some dude downtown Dallas when we went to get food. And I was like, just get in the car before you get us killed. But anyway, uh, yeah, she was freaking out because she thought I had lost her debit card when I was handing it to her and it fell between the seats. This is how messed up she was. Tacos was so messed up. We're in her car. I'm driving, obviously, because she is toe up from the flow up. And she gave it to me to pay for the food. I went in to get it, but I ended up paying for the food. So when I got back in the car, I said, "Here's your card. I didn't use it." And when I was handing it to her, her hand hit it anyway. It fell and went between the seats, and we couldn't get it because her car was a little sports car, like it was a tight. Everything in there, it was very close together, so we couldn't get it. And I said, "Let's just wait till we get back, and I'll get a flashlight." Well, she starts wigging out. I'm driving back to the hotel. We're not too awfully far from the hotel, about 5 minutes. And she's like wigging out and she's trying to call. I didn't know who she was calling, but I finally said, "Who are you trying to call?" And she said, "My bank." And I said, "Why?" And she said, "So I can cancel my card." And I looked at her and I said, "Cancel your card? Why?" She said, "Because you lost it." I said, "Bitch, it's in this car. It fell in between. I mean, you saw it fall. I mean, unless there's a hole in the bottom of this car and you think it went out and hit the road, I don't know what you're talking about. The card is in here." So when we got back to the hotel, she was wigging out. I was so stressed out, man. I couldn't wait to get back. I was shaking. She was like drunk, acting like a fool. And I got her card. When we got back, she jumps out and gets in the elevator to go back up to the room. And I didn't get out of the car until I found her card. I had to, I think I broke a nail, had to take a couple of my rings off so I could get down in between the seats. But I got her card. And when I walked into the hotel, she was in her room, but I could hear her just going off about her card. Nothing about me wrecking her damn car. I can't even believe Marissa made that crap up. That's bullshit. But anyway, that's what she does whenever she can't stop, Thomas. When she doesn't have something on you, she just adds to it, adds a lot to it. She makes up stuff. You guys, my cat, I love him to death. And I don't want to have him declawed because I had one declawed once before. And I think, you know, I mean, even though he's inside, if he does get outside and he takes off or whatever, I don't want him to be able to not defend himself, before if he happens to run off. So I haven't had him declawed, but I'm telling you what, he has done a number on my leather couch here, and I had tinfoil up. I had read somewhere where they said that if you put tinfoil on your wherever they're scratching, they won't scratch. So yes, Miles, Molly go line. So I had put tinfoil, and I thought, gosh, how long cap them at the vet? What's that? A blank slate cap them? Do they um is that like not declawing them, but something else? Because I will sure check into it. I When I had them groomed the last time, I asked them how much they charged, and she said that it was like a 2 month wait notice to have that done. And I think she told me it was like $300 for the front two claws, but I don't know what to do. I told my husband, I said, Lord, and he's got scratching things to scratch on. But I did find I'm a crafter of all the things. But there is I think Dixie Bell makes it. There's a kit that you can put on your furniture that kind of brings it back to life. Your leather furniture, if it's been scratched. Um, I watched the video. It is amazing, amazing what you can do. But I'm not going to order this stuff to do it because I know I got a water bottle. All I got to do is pick that up and he takes off. But it's across the room. I need to carry one, strap it to my side, start wearing carpenter pants, I guess. But he doesn't do it unless. Well, I don't think he does it unless I'm in here. And if I'm not giving him my attention, he's spoiled. He he was a outside cat, and my mother never we never had animals on the inside growing up. My mom, no dogs or cat. We didn't even have a cat period as for a pet. But this little cat come up, and my mom started feeding it. Of course, she's 86, so since my dad's died, I guess her heart softened a little bit, and she thought she might have room for a cat, but she never let him in the house. But he would run in, but anyway, he got to where he was staying, getting up under her feet a lot. And she said, I'm scared to death he's going to make me fall. So I brought him home. She told me I could have him. So I brought him home with me. And but it was funny. I live about 2.5 hours from my mom. So I said, well, I think I'm going to take him to the vet and I'll have him groomed and I'll get him fixed before I get him and bring him home. And I said, okay, they just kept the front. Okay. And I said, that way, whenever I go pick him up, he'll kind of be, under the anesthesia a little bit and he won't be for the ride home, won't be freaking out on the ride home. So I take him and drop him off. And she called me about an hour after I got home and got to my mom's, and she said, I've got I've got some news to tell you. And I said, what? She said, he doesn't have any nuts. And I said, what? And she said, no, he's already been fixed. And I said, holy crap, I did not know. I mean, I hadn't really looked down there. I just assumed that since he was a tomcat and he'd been, so he must have been somebody's pet before he started coming around my mom's. But my mom said, I told you he didn't have no nuts. And I said, you did not tell me that. Well, if you told me that, why? But they had already like put him under, thinking that I guess they were going to do it. So I still got the benefit of having him, kind of conked out whenever we made the drive home that day. But he just got to get groomed that day. But yeah, that was funny when she said, you're not going to believe this. But I said, well, shit. And she said, I knew you was going to say that. Okay. Oh, smiles. I think she talked. I don't know what that's about, but I'm renting the room. Oh, Germany. I think there. Oh, yeah. Now she does rent those rooms out a lot. I know we were on the phone one day and back a couple years ago, and Adrian was like yelling at her because she had rented the room out to this couple, and they had parked in the garage in his parking spot. And he said, "I told you, that you needed to make sure they knew that they park on the street or wherever they can't park in that's my parking spot." And she said, "Be quiet, Adrian. They're leaving tomorrow." Yeah, I would. I mean, I guess she's a hustler like that. She rents the room out. She was, their rooms. But now, if you saw the video for her foreign exchange students, first of all, I was kind of expecting a younger person, not a man. That was an uncomfortable video to watch. And what does she expect? That they're going. How does she expect men are going to act toward her whenever she's sitting there talking trash talk to some stranger on the phone, having 1-800 dial me for sex talk? I mean, what does she expect when they see and hear that? You get what you put out usually. Yeah, checkout time, right? 11 o'clock, and then had her son to go do her dirty work for her. You know what I mean? Had him and Amir go and make them be the bad guys to get him out. I mean, goodness gracious! And then she turned right to him whenever he was sitting there, and she's like, "You flirt with me with your eyes. Do you think I'm sexy?" Okay, you ask for crap like that when you say and act like that, and you carry yourself a certain way. That's how you're going to get treated. Mm. Oh, well, here comes the rain. I was another rainy day. And when it's like this, guys, I don't want to do anything. I've got so many little projects I need to do. I've got an order I need to do for some coasters I've got to make for some people. And I'm just like, ugh, got to get the lead out of my booty. I think, is it no, next weekend is a holiday, right? Labor Day or Memorial Day. Right. I wonder how many and apparently she's not going to change her number. I know that she last night on the cheeseburger video, she was talking about one of their name was Omar, and I guess that's the one that was snorting the coke. And she's like, "Oh," she was so excited when she saw that it was him, and then she realized that it wasn't him. It was just somebody that changed their name to his. But she got so excited. I would be scared to be like, I mean, I don't know. There's some crazy people in this world. Lots of crazy people in this world. I'd be worried. I mean, she can't be that hard to find. You know what I mean? She is known around town as Big Juicy. I'm sure there's not a whole lot of people by that name in Hershey. Oh, most definitely, Norma. I think he did too. And I saw another little clip. I think the Kool-Aid channel put it on there where she was talking to Adrian one more time about, am I a bad mom? People are saying I'm a bad mom. Okay, first of all, the fact that that Jake thinks that's cool. Okay, that's just the difference between people these days and when I was growing up. First of all, that was a conversation I would never have to worry about having with my mother. You know what I mean? But I, I don't care if she's not showing her body or not. That's just disrespectful. And this is my opinion. She doesn't have, I mean, she obviously doesn't agree with me, but I think it's disrespectful. I mean, some of the phone calls are funny. They are funny, but they're disgusting at the same time. I asked my husband, I said, how would you? He said, no, don't even think about how would I feel. He said, no, I would be giving you divorce papers. He said, that's bull crap. The fact that she talked about it being Michelle. Well, Kara, have you heard of Big Juicy Baby? Because if you probably you probably have to be within 30 miles of Hershey to ask around, and she'll probably people. Oh yeah, we know Big Juicy, but hey, Commander Ender Turkey, uh, yeah, Big Juicy. It is a gross name. That is like it is gross. It is gross, but yeah, the fact that she thinks that it's cool to do that. I don't know, but I don't know if she's going to change her number or if she's just going to leave it. But I guess she figures that she'll get so many phone calls. I don't know how that works, but that whatever she got her phone number turned into, but she kept saying that Michelle was the one that turned her name in. But yet when she was calling and people would ask her what her name was, she was telling them Katie Joy and that she was from Minneapolis or wherever Katie Joy lives. Telling it so if she thought that Michelle was the one that turned her name in or her phone number in, then why was she telling the people on the phone that it was Kate, Katie? I get that she was just throwing, but I never heard her throw Michelle's name out there. I don't know. I just think it's a mess. No, the person at the spa getting into it for having her phone. No, I didn't. When she was getting a chocolate face mask, so what they don't want her recording, I guess, and she was. I didn't hear about that, but like yeah, she gets into I mean, she's had issues with just about I mean, every case that she's worked on, she's like, "Oh, I'm sure she's not gonna change her number." She's done changed it twice that I know of in the last year, but, because Bullhorn Betty, the first time or one of the times she went to Florida, uh, Bullhorn Betty was giving it out for something on her phone, and Marissa was live, and everybody heard her number, so she changed it, and then I can't remember why she changed it again, but, yeah, I mean, I guess eventually the guys, I don't know, rotate through or her number won't be up there. I don't know, but that's just that's crazy. I wouldn't. I mean, I mean, you gotta. My husband said, "Well, I guess she looks at it like she's turning lemons into lemonade, trying to make something good out of something bad." And I said, "Yeah, but is it good?" He's like, "Hell no." He said, I'm telling you what, I wouldn't want you to. It wouldn't matter even if Adrian and if it's true that Adrian doesn't have a problem with it and Jake doesn't have a problem with it. Could you imagine if her mother-in-law, Adrian's parents, was to tune in to her YouTube channel and they tune in and she's on the phone, hello, do you talking like that, and then hearing the response? Could you imagine? Even her own mother, I think if her own mother heard that. I, I mean, I couldn't imagine. I mean, okay, so Adrian and Jake's okay with it, but I can't imagine Adrian's parents being okay with it. That is just, and it sounds like she has kind of changed her tune. She kind of has started handling them a little differently now than she was in the very beginning. In the very beginning, she was, you know, being just as raunchy as they were, but now she, look, surprise, you're on live with Molly Go Live, and then telling them all her channel name and shit. Man, that girl is like out there. She's out there. Yeah, this Vaughn case is just, I felt like something, she wants to talk about how, uh, that Keely was the next, money cow or whatever, cash cow, whatever they call it. But, first of all, there was nothing wrong. I don't have a problem with her making money. No problem with her, I think if she's on there performing and putting a show on, she should get, people want to super chat or whatever, she should get paid for it. I mean, that's what YouTube is for. But there was she was doing it, the whole cash outs up there, phone numbers up there, or cash out numbers, whatever links. for, but not just one set of parents, but I think at one time both sets of parents. And her and Justice taking turns. I mean, they most definitely, if there wasn't money being made, they would not. I'm trying to be a backward Barbie, but you don't. Oh, I know I don't have what she is, honey, and I don't want to be a backward Barbie. Trust and believe. And I have had a breast reduction. Thank you very much. Why would I want big old nasty boobs like that, Justine? So yeah, I don't know. Is she a Barbie? Is that what you're trying to say? I'm a backwards Barbie, so she must be a Barbie. Woo. Oh well, I guess there's worse things in life you could be. Yeah. How anybody could sleep. Do you? Do you have black and do you hate black and the Jews? No, I don't have hate in my heart for very many people at all. Why would you ask me such a silly question? I don't understand that, Justine or Justin, whoever you are. But hey, like I told the person earlier, if you don't like what you hear here, you're welcome to leave the same way you come in. That door swings both ways, baby. Just walk fast on the way out because it might hit you in the ass. I can't make any promises about that. Yeah, so she had both sets of parents up there, with their cash up there, raising money. Hey, Carlos, good to see you, doll. Uh, had both of those up there wanting some money being sent to them. So, but if they weren't making money, her and Justice for All wouldn't be taking turns doing they were spreading the love is what they were doing. They was making sure it was fair, and they both recouped the money on it. But I mean, as long as it's on the up and up, I ain't got a problem with nobody making money. No, did you see Nick Nolte? Oh yeah, I saw that. That's what I said. Mom Bun Mafia. That's her. That's one of her traits, I guess. The fact that she can get those fries in that mouth without getting those fingers, honey. That's some talent right there. That takes some talent because she was shoveling them in so fast. I'm surprised she didn't draw back a nub. She was signing her glamour. Oh yeah, glamour shot. Yeah, I won't ever forget when I got mine in the mail. I wasn't expecting it. I mean, I had been in her Patreon a couple of months before I ever spoke to her. We had started texting. She had wrote in there and asked for everybody to put their to make sure you put your phone number and stuff in there. So I put my phone number. So we text probably for I don't know, I would say several weeks or months before we ever actually talked on the phone. And one of the first things she said to me, and we had been texting, like I said, before we ever spoke, but one of the first things she said to me is, have you ever thought about being a life coach? You are so wise. And I said, no, I've never thought about being a life coach. So I think it's funny that now that she talks about me such a bad, you know, that she actually thought I could have been a life coach. But no, I was trying to hire her for one, I guess. I don't know if that actually come across to everybody what I was saying the other night when I said that she admitted she never denied it either. And she kept wanting to glaze over. I mean, that really and truly that night that when that happened in Mallory's chat, when Mallory was saying that about, you were out there screaming your head off for no reason, people couldn't hear you because the houses are made out of cinder blocks, and Marissa come in and said you're just thirsty as fuck, and I was painting, and I heard Mallory say that, and so I rolled my chair back over to my desk, and I looked down, and I saw where Marissa was typing in chat, and her and Mallory, Mallory was speaking her back to Marissa, but Marissa was typing it. And I said, hey, 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 stop, ladies. You guys are friends. Stop. I was trying to, mend the fence. I said, you guys are friends. Don't talk. Marissa, what's wrong with you? Stop, stop. And then Marissa starts timing people out because she had a wrench because they were friends. And she starts timing people out. And people are telling Mallory, I said, stop doing that, Marissa. Stop doing that. And so Mallory had to go and take her wrench. Well, while Mallory was doing that, Marissa calls my phone. And I answered it and she was pissed off. I said, what in the hell are you? I said, what the hell is going on like that? And I said it like, what are you doing? And she says, how dare you go on there? Sit on there and while she's trash talking me. I said, she's not trash talking you. She wasn't saying anything ugly about you. And she said, yes, she was. I heard it. And I said, well, you heard something I didn't hear because I've been listening from the beginning. And so that's whenever she accused me of trying to hire her for a life coach whenever I joined her Patreon. And I said, no, I've never tried to hire a life coach. So that's when all that came out. And I'm going to tell you something. while we're on the phone that day, she says, "Now think about when I'm going to ask you something. Before you answer, think about it." And I said, "Okay, I don't, what?" So that's when she said, "Did you try to hire me for a life coach and go through one of my life coaching apps?" Well, I didn't know what a life coaching app was. I'd never heard of that. Didn't know anything about a life coach. And I said, "No, I don't know what you're talking about." And she said, "Well, I'm going to send you something." So while we're on the phone, she sent me a screenshot to my text me a screenshot, and it was my first name and my last name, not my middle name though. And it was an email that had came back to her. But anyway, had my name and said client number, da da da. Email didn't go through or something like that. And she said, "Explain that." And I said, "Wow." I said, "I have to." Hey, Christy. I said, "I have to admit, Marissa, that's I don't know how to explain that because that wasn't me. I didn't do that. If I did it, I would tell you I did it. But I promise you I didn't do it. And I don't appreciate you calling me a liar." And she said, "You are lying." And I said, "No." I got so pissed. I said, "No, hell, I'm not." And I said, "I don't appreciate you calling me a liar." So we got mad. We hung up on each other. And I have to tell you guys, I sit there and I thought, how in the hell could that be? Because I know I'd never done that. Well, I figured it out. She was advertising that, and all you guys that are in here, enter Patreon right now and White Knight and four, just listen to what I'm going to tell you. And you can take it, heed this warning or not. I don't give a shit. But she would always say you get a free 30 minutes a month for joining my Patreon. Well, I didn't join her Patreon for her life coaching sessions. I can promise you that. And but so she was going through, at one time she was using three different life coaching apps, but at this particular time I think she had went down to two different apps, which was the way it was explained to me is that people would call this like this particular company, this particular app, they would call, and then they would put them out to their life coaches that they had subcontracted. So Marissa was one of the subcontractors, and she could either accept the call or deny the call whenever they would call in. And so I think, was trying, since she was advertising that we got free, she was trying to recoup her free 30 minutes that she was giving people. So she turned my name in to that app to get reimbursed. So they would reimburse whatever she would send them, punch in. She would send them what she sent them with my name in it, saying that she had used me. I had life coached with her for 30 minutes. So she was billing them and they were reimbursing her. Well, never have I done that. I would have known if I had done that. Never have I done that. So when I told her the other night, did you notice she kept not wanting to talk about it? That wasn't important. Well, by gosh, that was important to me because that's when the shit started hitting the fan, whenever you started calling me a liar. So she can say whatever she wants to say. I know that that's what she did. And that's fraud. Fraud. It's the only thing about it. The only two ways to look at it, fraud and fraud. So, but that's on her, not on me. Yeah, I feel bad. Like she kind of like, tell Justice. I heard her one day and they were talking about making merch, and she said that she was gonna see if whoever makes the merch, if they could make his face orange, like teasing him about wearing makeup or whatever. So I don't know why he is okay with that, but that's between him and her. It doesn't have nothing to do with me. Oh yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, that's the only thing that makes sense because I know, guys. Listen, I know what I've known and what I've done and what I haven't done. And I have never in my life thought about hiring a life coach. I've never thought I needed one. I've been my own life coach. Life has been the coach, all the coach I need. I don't need her to tell me. And could you imagine what she would tell you anyway? I mean, I couldn't imagine anything she could tell me that would help me in my life. But that absolutely is the only thing that makes sense. And so for her to say that she just ran across it, whenever I said you waited, and it was 3 years old, that when she sent me that text message, that screenshot, that was from 3 years prior. And I said, wow, talk about somebody that says they don't hold on to anything. Oh yeah, absolutely. Going through those apps and turning my name in because she was life in her mind. Okay, guys, all of her Patreons were her clients in her mind because she advertised that she gave you three free 30 minutes a month. So in her mind, and the way she justified it, we were all her clients, even though I wasn't her client. So she's going to be reimbursed from a company, unbeknownst to them. They were paying for, I mean, she's already getting $50 a month from me. Okay. I'm paying her already, not for life coaching sessions, but just paying her to be in her Patreon. So she was getting, double dipping, getting the money from me and then turning around and billing some kind. And she wasn't even life coaching me. You know what I mean? I wasn't even using her for her service. So, if I probably could like have gotten her, in trouble for it if I had but it wasn't worth the time or effort to go into that. My life, I don't need to, I was just when I was done with her, I was done with her. Whenever I went back and we started, that day, whenever I went back in her chat, the only reason I went back in her chat that day was to kind of vilify myself, I guess, with an issue that she was talking about. Yeah, she's a hustler, all right. And there's nothing wrong with being a hustler, nothing wrong with that. But goodness gracious. And ever since Adrian told her that she could write off her YouTube trips, uh, that's why she does meet and greets whenever she goes on vacation, so she can write it off. I don't know how she was able to, I guess she wrote off whenever she performed the wedding to Tacos and her wife. She wrote that off too, but I don't care. I guess that was an expense as well. So I saw where Ryan Upchurch, and I don't know who you guys watch him or whatever, if you think that he makes sense or whatever, but he put a little quick TikTok out this morning that said that there was going to be a video released today, and it was said that it was going to blow everybody's mind, and it's about the lady that was doing the press conferences for that little that girl Keely from California. He said, "Did you notice that she wasn't on the?" Well, I'll play it real quick and let you guys hear it. So I don't know when he's going to drop the video, but I'll be anxious to to see that, because I don't know. I don't know if there was foul play. Um, Seems like there might have been, but this is what the TikTok said. Hold on a second. Oops. Okay, I already call and see if Mallory has the saucy psychic has figured out. Okay, this is what he says.
Dude, the entire fucking world, the entire United States is about to get a fucking reality check, dude. This next video I post about the Kylie Rodney shit, it is so unbelievable that I have to walk you through it. If you told somebody this shit without walking them through it, they would think you're fucking crazy. I'll tell you this. The fucking lady who's been telling us shit the whole time at the press conferences, the Musalum lady or whatever the fuck her name is, yeah, you ain't gonna see her again. I know some of y'all noticed that she wasn't at the last press conference, and she ain't fucking gonna be. There's no fucking way. Like I said, if somebody don't walk you through it, you ain't gonna fucking believe it. So I'll see you later when the video comes out. Get your motherfucking popcorn.
So anywho, I don't know, I don't know if he's onto something, but it seems like he's went down the rabbit hole, way deep in the rabbit hole. And he's a cutie patootie, he's a little cutie pie, but uh I don't know. I don't know what to think. And so they say that the window was broke out and the car was upside down. And I mean, I don't know anything about logistics about stuff like that, but that she was in the back seat. It's just so sad. She had already like graduated and she was only 16 years old. I mean, she was a smart girl, it sounds like. And just her whole, future is just gone. I don't know. I read somewhere they said her parents were going to move or something. So I don't know. I'm sure. I don't know. I wonder if she was the only child, if she was the only child. Yeah. Now this is Blank Slate. Blank Screen is the one. Psycho Chick 88. That's what I thought too when I first met Blank Slate. This isn't the same one that Marissa may hate her too, but Blank Screen is she most definitely can't stand. And I don't really see blank screen around anywhere except for in Marissa's in Marissa's chat. I don't really ever see blank screen around. I used to see him around in other chats, but I don't ever see. And I say him like he's a he. I don't have no idea who it is, but uh, yeah, I don't know. I don't know if he's I mean, I would think that you would think that people his people would tell him, man, you're kind of like people are looking at you like they're side eyeing you, looking at you like you're a little crazy going down that rabbit hole. You would think that they would. Oh, blank screen is here. Okay, hello, blank screen. Well, I don't hate you, and you can come in here anytime you want. I'm not gonna run you out. Um, well, I don't know why she doesn't like you. I mean, what you just say funny stuff when you come in chat? I mean, I don't care when her people come in here and they say whatever they want to say. I don't really care. Stuff like that don't really bother me. I know my truth and I know the truth, and I'm good with it. um, so yeah, let's see. Did you guys catch when she told Ryan, "Why do we have to scam people instead of saying I don't scam people?" I didn't see that. I did not see that she said that, but huh. But yeah, when she she knows that whenever look, I was unfortunately and sadly, I have to admit that I was beside her when she was joining forces with Tiffany Marie and they were going for Diane about the St. Jude. And now I never like did any deep diving or I wasn't with them on the investigation part, but I was her friend and part of her Patreon when it all went down. And I was a supporter of hers. But I know that she absolutely said receipts or it didn't happen and transparency. Everybody, if she didn't have anything to hide, she wouldn't be hiding it. And she had her husband, Adrian, she had him look into Diane. And I mean, I know because I was her friend whenever all that was going on. So the the fact that she's sitting there basically daring people to ask for refunds or expect a receipt that have donated money. I mean, even if they asked for a receipt, she said they didn't have to show what they did with that money. Okay, well, that's not what you were saying when you were hanging Diane out to dry for supposedly scamming St. Jude. And what that was about was the money that Diane got super chatted. She would say that monies are going to St. Jude. And so, I mean, that money was being super chatted to her. It was her money. So, but the fact that Marissa is now all of a sudden saying the complete opposite of what she said a year ago blows my mind. Like, how can she let those words come out of her mouth and not think? Because listen, if I say something with hypocrisy, I think to myself, well, girl, how are you going to go and say that whenever you just did? I mean, to myself, I've got something on my little shoulders tapping me. Hey, girlfriend, you're being, two-faced here. You can't talk out both sides of your mouth. So, I mean, my inner person tells me that, but I don't guess she does any self-evaluation. You know what I mean? All you need to do is just sit back and self-evaluate. And as soon as she MGL says she doesn't know how she will have time to call, I'm sure, right? Well, I mean, that's why she's so big into the three ways. Like, I can't tell you how many times uh I would call her or we would get on the phone and she would have somebody else on the phone, and that's how I would meet the people. Like, I would be on three. That's how she does it. She three ways or four ways. She merges calls so she can I guess take care of everybody in one shingle. But yeah, she's always very seldom do you ever get her on the phone with just her. Very seldom. I could probably count on one hand that I have ever been on the phone with her, and it's just been she and I. No lie. There's always somebody else merged in, and I don't know. You can't really have a phone conversation with more than three or four parties on the phone. I mean, my goodness, that's crazy. And then I wouldn't even know. You won't. We wouldn't even know each other. that was the weird part. Like, okay, maybe I heard of them, but I didn't know them. I didn't know them to have a conversation with them. So yeah, I don't know how. So she has 141 Patreons, which would cry. Yeah, and then I saw where she is. No, you can't see me because I hadn't. I look like poo poo this morning. My hair is probably. My husband always tells me, "Shake your head." He says I look like a rooster when I get at my hair. But I hear that she's trying to get Robin Millette to move from Florida and move in with her to help her out. I know Robin has always said that she didn't have any. Well, she may have family, but they don't have anything to do with her. I don't know. Hey, good morning, Pugs. Uh, Plus, she don't. Oh, right, and she don't always let you know that she's on the phone. That's exactly right. She doesn't always tell you that. But yeah. So that she's trying to get Robin Millette to move in with her, and now Robin was one that she used to DoorDash her food and White Claws all the time, and she had gave her a wrench, and I wasn't friends with her at the time. We had already not been friends whenever all this happened, but I watched it fall, play out. But her and Tiffany Marie and some other people was on a panel together, and Robin was, I guess, blocking people or timing them out. And anyway, Tiffany Marie saw it, and so Marissa took her wrench, and whenever she had Robin up, Robin was saying, "I promise you, I wasn't doing that. I wasn't doing that. It wasn't me." So they were trying to ask her, maybe you fell asleep and you were pocket modding or whatever, and she's like, "No, no." Well, Robin got so upset because they weren't believing her that she started crying and was bawling her eyes out, having a meltdown. And Marissa and I think there was 4 or 5 other people, they all started singing "We Are the World" and trying to get Robin to sing, and Robin was like, "No." I mean, she was having a meltdown. I felt so bad for her. So they fell out, and I think Robin is I think she's disabled. Let me see. She uses a walker and can't do stairs. Okay, yeah, I don't know, but um she got Princess there. But yeah, so I don't know how that would work, but I felt bad for her. So anyway, they fell out, and I don't know how long it took. I see they're back. She's back being friends with her now. So, um, I mean, she couldn't even help. I mean, she knew that she couldn't help. She wasn't equipped to help Princess. She knew he had a drinking problem and he had issues, and she wasn't able to handle him, and doesn't have what it takes to take care of somebody like that. And look, I don't either. I'm not saying anything bad about that. I'm just saying she wasn't prepared to be able to take care of Princess, and so I don't know. If I was Adrian, I would be like, no more, no more. Like, he's now left to deal with Princess. You know what I mean? She's like washed her hands of him right now, so now she's left him. And I mean, I don't know how she could be mad at him for drinking when she was going out with him and drinking, and I mean, obviously she was having to buy it for him. Roll that beautiful beam footage. Hello, good morning, Jigaloo. But yeah, obviously she was buying it for him because Princess doesn't have a job. So, you know, right. So she was like, okay, I thought she was blocking people. I couldn't remember what the deal was, but I remember hearing Tiffany say, maybe you were had fell asleep and you were doing and didn't know it. And she's like, no, I wasn't. So Robin stuck to her guns, and Marissa, didn't believe her, but she's all about throwing those wrenches. That's her strong point, throwing those wrenches around. That wrench is, right. Yeah. Well, I was surprised when she was sending her White Clothes. I didn't know you could DoorDash liquor. I didn't had no idea you could DoorDash liquor, but you can apparently. You can in Florida anyway. Right. Right. Well, I wonder if where how the whole living situation is going. I mean, she's got Jake's friend that stays there with them. Most of the time, Amir, and then she still rents out those rooms. I think to well, she's on like the Airbnb. She had made a I think she gotten up to the 5-star status at one time a couple years ago, and apparently, however many stars you get from people, it helps you get on the referral list. If people look for places to stay, they put you high up on the list. And so she was all excited that she had gotten kind of high up on that list several years back. I don't know where she stands at now, but that would be weird for me. I mean, it works for her, but that would be weird. I wouldn't want to, I mean, get up and, with my big bush and everything. I wouldn't want to get up with nothing on my drawers and my t-shirt or whatever. I mean, walk around my house and know that you've got, strangers coming and going to go to Hershey World or whatever, you know, and that would be strange to me. I wouldn't be comfortable with that, but to each their own. Right. The husband was gay. Right. Right. Exactly. Yeah, I couldn't believe that he cussed her mom either, Melly. I thought that was, I thought that was, but he was probably way drunk, and I mean, who knows? I don't know, but uh, I think he's apologized. Not that I'm saying, but I heard her say that her sister's coming in town, and her sister wants her to take her over there because he told her sister to go get fucked, I think, and then cussed her mom. So I guess they're gonna go over there and go Jersey on them. So, well, and if it works for Adrian, if he's working for Adrian. Oh, Jiggle, I love you too. Thank you for the support. I appreciate you, all of you guys supporting me and, um, you know, standing behind and just being here. Hey, good morning, Remy. Hey, hey, hey. I was gonna say good morning. Well, it's actually afternoon here, 2:30 or 12:30. I get so tired of trying to figure out what I'm gonna do for dinner. We had my husband was told last time we went to the doctor, it's been about a month and a half ago, that he is a type 2 diabetic, which we kind of he'd already been warned that he was getting there, but she upped his metformin and gave him this shot, Truligy or something like that. I don't know. So shot you take once a week. And anywho, it has like just like bummed him out. So I've been trying to cook, healthier. And he likes to come home from work. He's a hard worker. He likes to come home from work and have him a beer. And it's funny, he'll tease me and say, can I have, is that good for me? And I said, well, it may not be good for you, but it's not any worse for you than a beer. So if you're going to drink a beer, you can have that piece of bread or whatever it is that he's talking about. So um, anyway, I've been trying to cook. I got a diabetic cookbook, and I'm telling you, it's hard, especially when I have stuff here that's not for diabetics. I mean, I'm bad about. I don't know why I'm like this. What I'm saying is, I don't know what from my childhood made me be like this, but I have a problem with. I want to have my cabinet stocked. Let me just say that my condiments, and I have lots of sauces. And I just have. I don't know. And if something's on sale, I generally buy it. I buy more than I would. So anyway, I've got my pantry is full of stuff that's really not for diabetics. So I really struggle with here lately trying to think of something to cook. So low and no carbs. I know, right? No carb. And see, I'm not a meat eater, which I mean, I can eat it or not. It's not a big deal for me. I don't care for. I could live without it. It wouldn't kill me. I could live on vegetables. But I mean, there's still a lot of like even fruits. I thought that fruit. I bought a bunch of fruits and stuff, and I think even some fruits were not good for them. No, the Hello. So do they? Will they cater? Can you do the Hello Fresh? Can you do that like diabetically? Like pick your foods to be like that? Yeah, my aunt and uncle, they lived in Arkansas, and they lived kind of up in the mountains. So when it snowed, their driveway was 2.5 mile long. Their driveway. I mean, they had a beautiful place, but their driveway was 2.5 mile long. So when it snowed a lot, they would get snowed in. So they had these what I would call a huge, like a closet almost, but that was their pantry. And I remember we would go up there when we vacation. That's where we went every year. We never went anywhere but just up there. And but I remember like looking at my aunt thinking, golly, that's a lot of food. I mean, I was raised on an 85-acre farm. So had a huge garden. We raised cattle. So we bought very little from the grocery store. You know what I mean? I mean, we had chickens. My mom would, she would wring the chicken's neck, and if we had chicken, I mean, we were raised off of oh my God, that's what Melanie, I have actually got an appointment. I've got to fax them his last is it A1C? His last labs. And they're gonna get me in, and they said they would help me also with like a plan. It's Ocean Springs diabetic something. Uh, but yeah, I've got to get that stuff so I can get it, get him an appointment. So for him and I both to retrain my way. And I could absolutely use the help in eating better myself, because since I've, going through menopause, I used to be a little bony Maroni thing, but not anymore. My sisters used to tell me, just wait, it'll catch up with you. It'll catch up with you. And it did. But anywho, I forgot what I was telling y'all. That happens too, don't it, when you get older? But I can't remember what I was saying. But yeah, I'm gonna definitely go through that little clinic there and help them, because I want them to. I told them, I said, I think that if you know, you could probably get off of the medicine if you control it. Start doing better on your diet. And I don't want to. I mean, I don't care that he drinks a couple beers or 3, 4 beers when he comes in. He works hard, and he's not, he's not drunk. He don't get drunk, and so I have no problem. I'm not fussing about him drinking a beer. I just, whenever he, tries to weigh the pros and cons of what he can eat. And I think, well, it's not, if you're going to still drink your beer, then, I mean, I bought him some Ultra Michelob. I don't drink beer, so I don't know much about it, but he was drinking Miller Lite, but I got him Ultra Michelob the other day. So it's supposed to have less carbs. So we'll see. That helps a little bit. I will. Well, they upped it. So he was taking one metformin. They've got him taking two, and he has been fussing about it. And he's really weird about that shot. Yes, he's weird about that shot. He doesn't know, oh, what's this live about? Well, it's just been a smorgasbord. It's been about a little bit of everything. Yeah, it says blank slate. That's what I saw. The 2 points or 9.5 or 2.6 something. There's two numbers on the box. I can't remember what the numbers. One was carbs and the other one was hell, I can't remember. But and I do want him. He could retire now where he's at. He's been out there long enough to retire as far as the company goes. Have enough time with the company. But age wise, he's not there. And he's got well, my sister was going to retire, and she's actually had to work another year. She thought she could retire at 65, but she's actually having to work till she's 66. So he's still got about 5 or 6 years to go. And so I told him, I said, I want us to both to get healthy, and I want you to be healthy. I want you to be able to enjoy retirement. And not my brother-in-law, he retired, and man, he was in such bad poor health that him and my sister they have both retired the same year, and they haven't been able to even enjoy their life because he's like real sick, bad diabetic, and got a heart problem and all that. So I said, I would sure don't want to be in that shape. All right, Commander, thank you for coming in. Yeah, I touched a little bit on MGL. I had to cover a little bit of that, about the hypocrisy, how, she talks about how people shouldn't be use a condescending tone. Oh yeah, when she does that, absolutely. Yep, when she does that, she's lying. Or she'll like talk real fast and kind of glaze over it and yada yada yada. Okay, keep us all right. Hey, science girl, good morning. Right on. Well, I'm fixing to get off. I've got to figure out something for dinner. I need to go lay some meat out. And I need to do a load of laundry. So, all right, you guys. Well, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Happy Friday, everyone. Whoop whoop. So I might do a come back on tomorrow or later on this evening. You can't ever tell. But you guys have a good day, and thanks for coming in. I'll see you guys in the streets later on. Bye.